to order at 7:30. Roll call, please.
Ms. Blair?
Here.
Mr. Horn, excused. Mr. Petsalis?
Here.
Mr. Boda?
Here.
Mr. Freehand's excused. Mr. Simons?
Here.
Mr. Blackstock is here.
All right, all present except for the two. Kathy, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, Judge.
Okay. Moving on to the approval of the agenda. I had quite a few things come in from the time that we sent the agenda out. I think we can probably answer them all when I do my comments. I don't think some of them are money involved, and I don't like to drop money on you unless you guys feel you want to look at that. So I would suggest we approve the agenda as presented.
Larry, could I submit under the consent agenda, C1 for East China Township Historical Commission minutes,
Sure.
August 1, please? Thank you.
Under new business?
No, under the consent agenda.
I gave everybody copies.
Okay.
Thank you.
So if there's no other additions or deletions, we will approve the minutes as presented.
So moved. Support.
It's been moved and supported that we approve the agenda with adding the historical. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we got the approval of the minutes of August 20th, 2018. They're in your packet.
I'll make a motion if there's no additions or deletions, that we approve the minutes of August 20th, 2018.
I'll support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported that we approve the minutes of August 20th, 2018. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak about anything that's not on the agenda? Seeing none and hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We've added the historical minutes of, what's the date here? August 1st.
If there are no additions or deletions, I will make a motion to receive the consent agenda as presented.
I'll support.
All right. We have a motion to accept the consent agenda and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have disbursements. We have invoices, accounts payable of $34,714.97. We have a payroll of $132,905.46. And we have ETF payments of $11,498.15 for a total disbursement of $179,118.58.
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills in amount of $179,118.58.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and a support to pay the bills. Is there any further discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Boda?
Yes.
Mr. Petsalis?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes,
Ms. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Blackstock, yes.
motion carries, we pay the bills. Moving on to new business, we have appoint Bob Freehand to the St. Clair River Sewer and Water Authority. We have a vacancy there with our previous clerk. It's not on that anymore, so Bob has offered to step in and do that.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Bob Freehan to the St. Clair River Sewer and Water Authority. Does he have for how long?
Oh, good, to finish his term out, I think it's till 2020.
Okay, to finish the term.
I'll support.
write this down. Okay, we have a motion and we have a second to appoint Bob Freehand to the Sewer and Water Authority. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, item number 2 under new business is the local 2019 road projects. It's in your packet. We did the spring road tour. I had it out here. Mr. Boda. We did the spring road tour. I think it was just me and Mr. Horn went, yeah. Anyways, these are some of the roads we went around, like, last year we did Hathaway, and some of the roads connecting up there. This will connect all the rest of those roads up there in the north end of the township. They'll all get, this is to add that 3/4 of an inch, that sealer. It comes to $95,000, which we will be on the hook for half of that in the match money. The other will be the county road funding assistance. So, we're gonna be on the hook for about, $48,000, which we usually put that in the budget. Like this year, we're doing the Recor Road. And that, I think that project was $105,000. So all they will give us is 50. So we're pretty close to our 50 here at 48, so.
And we usually allot every year 50,000.
Well, I think we should
projects,
keep
and
doing
then-
it, otherwise we
and then-
can't use
right.
that.
Anytime we get free money and free service like
Yeah, you
that,
get-
I think it's a very good move for us to do.
So-
We are eligible for it?
Yeah, they said we will be. Well, we're just applying for this right now. I'm turning in the form probably tomorrow. We're applying for this. We could be rejected. But this is what, Mike Zobolitz and I went 2 weeks ago and we did a drive around again, and this is what we came up with. And I'm doing this at the advice of our district foreman for the road commission. So,
Didn't they used to have it, Larry, where it was very difficult to get 2 years in a row?
well,
Wasn't it like every other year?
it was 2 and then you had to set out one.
Right.
But I think that's what Herb's referring
Yeah,
to.
'cause then they
But
gave
some
us-
years they don't, a lot of townships don't have the match money, so there's
Correct.
money left.
Right.
So if we don't apply every year, if there's money left, then we can get it continuous for a couple of years in a row, 3, 4 years in a row. We haven't been shut out, I don't think,
No.
since I've been on the supervisor.
I don't think so.
So I think it's a great thing, like Angela said, anytime you can get somebody to match you dollar for dollar. And that's why we're trying to keep them around that $100,000 mark, because that gives us our maximum match. So does anybody have any questions about these roads that we picked out? There'll still be some, I believe the end of Elmwood there is still gravel, once you go over the hill there. To put that in there, that's a whole different company to come in, to rebuild a road base. This is a different company that just does this resurfacing.
Okay.
So we'll still have a couple of street ends up there that are gravel. That could be something we could work on later on.
I'll make a motion that we accept the local 2019 road project for South Riverside, Manor Park, Elmwood, Wakita, Awana, Tajmu, to match our $50,000.
Okay, and
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Is there any further discussion? I just want it to be known that it still is depending on whether we qualify. It's all a point system. I have the literature on my desk there if anybody wants to look at how they rate you. But this has to go before the road commission board, and then they approve it or disapprove it. With that, no further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Blackstock, yes. Ms. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Betsalis?
Yes.
Mr. Boda?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
Yes. Motion carries. We'll apply for the local road funding. That concludes our new business. Now moving on to old business. Old business one is the water and sewer rate discussion. I've been having quite a few discussions about this. As you know or remember, Mr. Loper did the asset management for the water plant and our water lines. We hired PCE to do our sewers. And we formed a committee to work in this. I think, Herb, you were on that committee. It was formed quite a while ago. They really haven't met.
Yeah, we haven't met.
But in my discussion here, I would like to say, I think we should get that committee together so they can bring the documentation that we need to make a just decision on how far we should raise the rates. I mean, in the past, we've done 20 cents, 25 cents. I think we need to do that, and the other thing I think we need to do, I think we need to have a workshop, a board workshop for that, so we can bring in the Loper, Chuck from the sewer plant, Blaine, and if we have to, if the board feels we need Stewart, Bovee, and Whipple here, we can bring them in. I think this has got to be a big decision. If we have the new township manager, I think that person should be involved too. But we've got to make a move on this. We held off till we got our audit done. We've had our audit done. I was in the books there the other day. We're $248,000 behind on our sewers because of all that stuff we had on Point Drive last February. That $248,000 will be paid out of our sewer fund, which, don't quote me on the exact numbers, but it's around $600,000 we have in there. But we're depleting that, we're gonna take the money out of that sewer fund balance, and we're depleting that, and, it's hard to get it back in there. We should be figuring some way that we can replace some of this money. So I think the other one I wanna have in here is Corinne, because she's got all the numbers. And I think when you sit down and you see the numbers, I don't know if we want to do it at a board meeting. If you want to do it on a board meeting, I can have them here and do it on a board meeting, or if you would like to have a workshop so you can, ask questions and get answers before we actually vote on it too.
I think a workshop would
I
be
think a
more
workshop would be a
beneficial.
place to start.
Yeah, a workshop.
Do you like
To
that?
start, yeah. Now, you were mentioning sewer, but this discussion we're having today is on water.
Well, that's
so it's
just
gonna
the
be
one, that
and
was just the
sewer
one that I had Dwayne made that up
For the water.
just for the water. And you can see that's what it generates, if you raise it 10 cents or you raise it. And
I'm
that'll be,
confused where it says anticipated additional revenue based on projected sales. What does that mean, Larry?
oh, I gotta get it up.
The bottom far right, the box there.
Lower right-hand corner.
Well, he's projecting what our sales are gonna be of thousands of gallons of water. It's not a consistent. He's giving you on the left there, that's how much is generated by each million gallons. He's anticipating an additional revenue based on projected sales, like, they're hoping that the sale of water will go up. You know what I mean?
So if we raise it 30 cents, it's gonna add $31,000 to our budget? Is that what it's telling us?
To our water, yeah. He did that by the gallons. But these are the kind of numbers that you got, this is just a small piece of the puzzle. This is just the water, that's not the, nothing to do with the sewer, and we're really in worse shape with the sewer than we are with the water, because of all the money that we spent in February on the sewers.
So the workshop will cover the water and sewer?
Water and sewer, I want to do them both.
Yeah.
And
right.
then when we all have more knowledge than we have now, I think we can make a better decision on where we should go. And I don't think we have to do it all at once. We can raise, in increments. But by doing nothing, we're putting ourselves farther behind the eight ball.
By the time we have that workshop, though, we're gonna have the other half of this, right?
We will.
The anticipated cost increases.
On the sewer, yeah.
And what about water?
We'll have it all. It'll all be there for the water. So with, I'd like to get the committee together first. And then we'll meet with, I'll schedule a workshop, like on what good day, what's a good day for everybody? I mean,
Any day.
no day, huh?
How long do
Every
you
day.
anticipate that? When are you don't know when your committee's gonna meet yet on that?
Well, I'll get them to go in right away, and then we'd like to get somebody from the planning commission, which you're on the planning commission.
Planning commission.
You said we'd like to get one more at-large member. I've got some volunteers that would really be interested in this, so I think maybe we can call on one of them. So we'll plan the workshop for either later this month or,
Could we plan it maybe before our next meeting at 6:30 maybe? How would that work could everybody get here for an hour before our meeting and then go into our meeting, or
That's a very good idea.
we can do it if you want to do that, yeah.
would that give you enough time, 2 weeks?
I would think, yeah. I mean, like, the asset management for the sewer plant is not due for another year and a half, so that'll be a piece of the puzzle. We won't have that total. But we will have what all the lift stations and called and the distribution of the
Right.
sewer and that. That's why I want to try and get everybody here for this workshop. But let me put that together, that workshop.
See if everybody can make it on that Monday. If not, Larry, then we make it another day. I mean, see
Yeah.
if Blaine's
Well, I
available
can
to
do a
Corinne.
phone survey and find out who can be there. But I just think rather than sit down and look at some figures like this and say, oh, let's raise it,
No, we
20
need-
cents.
No, we need to hear some
I think
explanations.
and sitting down with Corinne the other day and looking at all these numbers, I mean, we spent a lot of money on the sewers. I mean, but it was stuff we had to do.
Right.
And there's a lot more we have to do. Anyways, okay, so then we'll just, we'll table the rest of that discussion then? Or I guess we don't even need to table it, it's just, we're gonna continue it. All right, next we have announcements. The only announcement I have is that everybody should try to attend the picnic on the 15th.
15th, is
It's
that what
gonna
it
be
is?
over at the park.
15th, right?
Of September, yeah. 11 to 2. So. And we hope to have a beautiful day and a good turnout. We've got some new people running it this year, so it should be exciting and,
No chicken? No
well,
hot
maybe,
dogs?
maybe.
I was talking to Jesus.
There'll be chicken. That's the only other announcement I have.
Supposed to be getting a pig for a big roast.
I guess move on to member comments. Mr.
Love that.
Passalis,
I don't have anything this evening, Larry, thank you.
Mr. Boda,
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Blackstock,
Nothing, thank you.
Blair.
I always have something.
Good deal.
The Historical Commission invites you to the Red Brick Schoolhouse this Saturday, and it's a free open house from 11 till 3. We have a lot of antique dishware, we have the Red Brick Schoolhouse, of course, so come and bring your family.
This
Thank
is
you.
This Saturday?
Yes.
Which would be the 8th?
Yes, it's always the second Saturday of the month.
Okay, anything else?
No, thank you.
All right, I got a few things. Some of this stuff came to me after we sent our packets out, and I just had them put some on your, first one I'll start out with is this BSNA Messenger. What this is BSNA is offering free training for utility billing at their location over there in Bath. We don't have a utility biller right now, where people are filling in. I just think it would be beneficial to send some people to this. If nothing else, it would be the cross-training on how we do this. Being as though it's free, we'd have to probably pay their mileage, but it's during working hours, there may be a little bit of overtime involved in there, I don't know. But
Where's Bath?
it's this side of Lansing.
Bath, it's about 20 miles east of Lansing.
And they could probably carpool onto some of this if we got 3 dates to go. I mean, I'd like to, if any of the girls wanted to
It's only
go.
2 dates, August 16th is gone.
What's that?
It's only 2 dates, really, because it says August 16th, that's passed.
Oh, that's
So
right.
it's either the 12th or the 13th of September.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Loper has shown an interest. He would like, he's been working with us a little bit on the water billing, on the commercial accounts. He does a lot with the commercial. He would kind of like to know how the BSNA system works with, I don't think it's gonna cost us a lot of money to send these people there, but
No.
but this is something we have to make a decision because we'll be beyond our next meeting. It'll be gone.
It's
so.
only till 4 PM, so, they may get a half hour, an hour overtime, big deal.
Yeah. I don't want to drop this on you, but it was dropped on me, so I'm dropping it on you.
I think that'd be good for the group. Can we afford to have them out of the office, though?
Well, we'd have to stagger it. That's what we'd have to do. We can't send them all at one time, no. I think it's a good idea. I think it'll, and talking to one of our new employees, who's been to a lot of this, BSNA training, they pick up a lot of other information. They put faces with names when they call with problems, and I think it's something, we pay a lot of money to BSNA, so why aren't we taking advantage of a free one?
Yeah, I
And we
think
need
it's a
to-
great idea.
We need to utilize the BSNA. We have to progress on that.
Right.
So would you stagger, one would go on the 12th, one would go on the 13th? Is that what you would
Right.
do? 2 on the 12th, maybe 2 on the 13th?
Yeah, if they want to go, I'm going to give them the option if they don't want to go,
Okay.
Like
Herb said, we just have to make sure we have an adequate.
Yeah,
amount of people
I
in the
can't
office.
let two of them go when I only got three here, But Dwayne Loper, he's showed an interest in going, so I would like to offer it to him if he wants to go to it. Because he's been doing a lot with looking into billings and helping us out a lot, so.
Well, I would make a motion that we send any office staff plus Dwayne, if they'd like to go to the BSNA software group meeting on either Wednesday, September 12th, or Thursday, September 13th, with all expenses.
I would support that.
Okay, we have a
Expenses
motion.
would be just the mileage? Is that what the expenses would be?
I would think that would be the mileage, and if they work after their quitting time, we may
They
have
have
to.
lunch provided here.
I see that.
We may have to pay an hour's overtime or something here if they're a little bit later.
Lunch will be provided, okay.
So we have a motion, we have a second to send the office, if they would like to go, and Mr. Loper, to this training. So is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Ms. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Pitsalis?
Yes.
Mr. Boda?
Yes,
Mr. Blackstock, yes. Mr. Simons?
Yes. Okay, that takes care of that one thing. And my next thing is, October 1 meeting, we're going to have, it's that time of the year where we start and do the insurances again. We have the PAR plan right now, it expires in November. So, I've been meeting with the PAR plan representative, and today I met with, SAF, Nickel and SAF. So those two people are gonna be here to present on August the 1st. It'll be in
August
your
or
packet.
October?
What's that?
August or
Or
October?
October the 1st, excuse me.
First.
October the 1st at our meeting. And that'll give us some time,
That's with Saffin,
Nickel and SAF and the
Nickel and
PAR
Saff,
plan.
okay.
My next thing is this drinking water monitoring program. I got, this was on my desk this morning too, but we've been talking about it. It's this one here, I had him put a copy with this, Southeastern Michigan Council of Government. It's a grant, and they'll put all the equipment in. It's $21,000 worth of equipment. And then I think they're gonna do the database management system is provided at approximate cost of $1,000. So it's about $22,000 worth of stuff they're gonna put in, but we have to maintain it for the 5 years. And if you go down to item 3, that bullet, Charter Township of China and East China, so this will be a shared cost, and I didn't give this to China yet. Dwayne's talked a little bit with them, and I think they'll probably be on board, but it has to go to their board too. So we would be roughly $4,000 a year to, our share would probably be between 3 and 32, I would think, with the 80-20 split. So, that's the downside of it, but we're getting $22,000 worth of equipment, so.
When you said it will cost us to maintain it, what specifically do our employees need to do to
No, we hire a
maintain it?
company. If you read the,
Oh, okay,
the
okay,
bullet here,
okay.
the chart, will contract with a local firm as part of a group rate to perform routine maintenance for the sodium and flour meter.
Flow meter. Flower meter.
The annual cost is estimated to be approximately $4,000.
So our employees don't have to do
No,
extra?
but one of the things in our
tasks.
conversation is that we could maybe learn how to do our own maintenance and calibration
Good.
for after the 5 years and then do it. And all this is pending approval from Detroit Edison to put the monitoring station on their dock, which would be north of our water intake. So it gives us some time.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What will this give us? What will this do for us? Is this an emergency situation? Is
Yeah,
this-
any spills in the river
Okay.
that we're
Because
gonna
we
go-
already monitor our water yearly, we test it, and I see in
Right.
the newsletter. It's
So if there would be a spill, it would
Okay.
pick it up. That's why it has to be north,
Okay, just so
upstream of.
everybody understands, it's
Right.
for an emergency situation.
There's been a problem in the past with the water plants being notified, whether it be by Sarnia or our side. They don't seem it.
Yeah, it's
Place a
not-
call to these water plants until we have some in the river to stop drawing water. And nobody knows. about
This way, we would be right in touch with it on the, I think it's worth a try, but the Sewer and Water Authority has expressed to me that they don't think it should come out of their budget, it should come out of the townships, the 2 townships' budget. Now,
That's Ralph.
you're on the Sewer and Water Authority, what is your feelings on that?
If we can get back without taking out of our budget, we'll do it. That's what Ralph's looking at.
Well, either way, the townships ultimately are gonna pay, whether we have it in the sewer and water or we have it in the township. So I mean, I guess if we wanna increase your budget that minimal amount, then we could do that. But,
In the last paragraph there, our $3,200, is it gonna include everything that it has down there?
yeah,
So the 1-year lifespan on the replacement bulbs for the flow meter isn't something additional to the 32, because it's just only a 1-year lifespan. If we're getting it for 5 years,
yeah, that's what is included, the annual service, that's what you get, the
Okay.
replacement bulbs, you get and you get 2 calibrations per year. Only thing that's not included, this does not include equipment troubleshooting, which could be a separate task set up by the contact phase.
and this wouldn't
Contract
involve no more work for our employees, or no additional burden for
No.
our employees.
But we'll have the monitoring in there, and like Dwayne says, it'll give us a good chance to learn how the system works, and maybe we can just take it over at the end of the 5 years and keep it.
Do we have to pay them back their $21,000?
No. No. That's a
The last
grant.
sentence kinda makes me wonder some stuff, that's all.
Would you say that?
This last sentence just bothers me a little bit. This does not include equipment troubleshooting, which could be a separate task set up in the contract phase. Just more money we'd have to call for.
Well, if we had to.
Right.
The way Dwayne explained it, it's not a real complicated system. It's more or less a probe goes down in a larger pipe, and then they're monitoring, those probes go to some kind of like cell tower, and then it's sent to us. There's no hard wire or anything like that.
So it's sent directly to our water plant.
Right. Via the radio waves or whatever you want to say it. But like I say, we just started talking about this. If we're interested in doing it, I mean, this is just a sample. I mean, there's a spot on the back for myself and Linda Schweiler from China to sign. So it's gonna have to go to their board too, so is it something that we think we're interested in? If not, we won't take it any
Can
further.
we put it on the agenda for next?
Right, and by then we should know what China thinks about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have to have their
Correct,
participation.
yeah.
If not, we pick up the whole cost then,
Right.
so.
And the other thing is, like I say, we haven't got the permission from DTE to put it on their dock yet. We've been in contact with them over there. I mean, it sounds like it's a good thing. And they could probably use the information too, because they suck out of the river too, you
Right,
know?
exactly. Yep.
Not that they're drinking it, but I don't know if it damaged any of their equipment. It's okay, I'll put that on the next agenda. Okay, and the other thing that got dropped on me today was this manhole, raising these manholes. And the only reason I'm bringing that to your attention, that's this one here, this core and main. Blaine would like to raise these manholes. These manholes are in the woods there. If you were to come across Bell River right off of Springborn Road, you know that we have a vacated, it's not a road, we have property there
Right.
that comes out to
It's
Urban
future
Drive and
road.
goes right next to the Marwood Bar, right to the river, to the other river to river. And he would like to raise these 4 manholes in there. In the spring, it gets so flooded in there, and the water goes over our manholes, and it's going into our sewer system. So he would like to raise those manholes. I think if you look at their, he must have did a survey on them, because they're all different heights. 26, 28, 25, 32, you know. He wants to raise those up and then put that wrap around them. And I see that wrap being used up in Marysville, at some of their manholes, and trying to keep the infiltrated water out of our sewer system. If that goes over, and this is the only time of the year you can get in there. I was just gonna authorize to do it, but I thought we're having a meeting here. I think it's something we have to do. It's $3,718. That's just the material. We're gonna do the work ourselves. So if you want, I'll just authorize them to do that.
You want a motion, or?
Yeah, that'd be all right if you wanna make a motion. It's.
I'll make a motion that we, allow the DPW to raise the manhole covers, between Bill River and the Big River. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. One is 28 inches, another 25, 132, and 126, for a cost of approximately $3,718.24.
I'll support that.
We have a motion, we have a support. Is there any further discussion over this? Everybody understands what we're letting Blaine do? Not roll call, please.
Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Boda?
Yes.
Mr. Pitsalis?
Yes.
Ms. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Blackstock, yes.
Motion carries. I hate dropping this stuff on you to spend money, but the time of the year, and he's got the manpower to do it, I think it's something we gotta do. All right. Next thing I got is we have a sewer break up at Hathaway. It goes underneath the road. The one guy's house, he's trying to sell the house, the sewer line is broke. It's broke on the riser coming up. It's right on the edge of the road where we just did Hathaway. And he has to go down there about 8 or 10 feet and tap the main again and put a new T in and a new riser. It's too deep for Blaine to do, so I told him, and we don't have to act on this tonight, I can put it on the agenda, I'm just letting you know. I had him get 2 bids, he just got the last bid today. We've got 2 bids on it, one for $16,360, and the other one for $25,500. It's something we have to do.
Who are the companies?
What are the companies that
Who are
bid
the
that?
companies?
The companies that bid were Telto Contracting and Murray Underground. But these are the two we've used.
We've dealt with both of them.
These are the two we've used primarily for, yeah. They helped us out immensely on the Point Drive stuff, so. I'm just throwing that out there to you. It's something we're gonna have to do. It's kinda like, but I thought we're having a board meeting, and I got it. I'll put it out there. I can put it on the next meeting if you like, and, we can vote on it then. Or do you wanna do it now? It doesn't matter to me.
Larry, you said that Hathaway was repaired earlier. Is this the same place? So it's a,
No, we
Is it a-
paved Hathaway last year. We resurfaced it.
oh, okay, it wasn't a sewer repair.
This is actually,
Okay, I'm
the
sorry.
way Blaine explained it to me, it's like a foot or two off the edge of the road. And they have to go down so deep there, and they're probably gonna have to break part of the road open. We actually spent some money and cambered it to see what we got there. Because Blaine didn't know if it was under the road, it was on the house side of the road, or if it was on the main side of the road. Well, it's right over top of the main, the riser comes up, and then it goes underneath the road. This resident really can't, the house is, I think, vacant, and he's got it for sale, but you really can't sell it if things aren't working right, so. But I can put it on the next meeting if you like.
So the leak is at where the riser, before it goes across the road? That's where the leak is?
Yeah, it comes up, the pipe
Right.
comes up, and then the other pipe, the sewer line comes underneath the road and goes into the riser.
Okay.
And it's broke right down in here.
Okay,
So it's our fix.
okay.
So, I mean, it's something we have to do, I don't know.
Right.
We can't do it, so I mean, I guess we measure authorize them to do it. I can wait. Another thing is, I'm gonna get some quotes on repairing the windows here in the office. If you, in the wintertime when it's super cold, and I think Kathy can attest, we're getting funky stuff growing on those windows on the inside. They're like sweating in there. They leak so bad. I think they're original windows, and maybe Don, you know this. They put another set of windows on the inside. That's what it looks like to me.
Like storm windows on the inside?
And the girls have been putting Visqueen up there, trying to stay warm in there in the wintertime. It blows right through there. So I'm gonna get some quotes on that, and then I'll bring that to a meeting. The only other thing I have is Thursday, September the 6th, they're having I believe it's the federal guy on grants for infrastructure is coming to the county. He's gonna speak at Dodge Auditorium at 11 o'clock on this Thursday, and I was gonna go to that meeting. If anybody else would like to go, you're welcome to go, just to see what grants are out there,
Right, what's
especially when
available.
we're talking about infrastructure, sewers and water lines and that kind of stuff here. Maybe maybe we can get somebody. We missed the SAW grants, maybe we should get on board with this. So I'm gonna go to that. That's on the Thursday, the 11th, at 11 o'clock. So if anybody wants to go. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I guess I laid quite a bit on you, so we'll go from there. I guess a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 8, looks like 09.
Okay,
I'll support.
we have a motion and a support to adjourn at 8:09. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.